Hello and welcome to a sort of special episode of What Bubbles Up. Today I want to talk about something that has sprung up lately, which is about the Magic the Gathering economy on Arena mostly. Because it is really important to the channel too that, it touches on a lot of parts of the channel of Slow Unpacking, of the philosophy of why I started it, and I realized that I had never done a video about why Slow Unpacking is Slow Unpacking, but it touched so much that it inspired me to make a video about it and say what it meant to me. And the stream was an hour long of two people talking about something really hard and really, basically something boring. Economy is not something fun. So it was hard to get through. Meanwhile, I have seen more tweets about it than there were views. The biggest part that has been touched was that there is now a bundle of 16 cards that costs $50, which feels way too much. And I want to explain it because it's not necessarily all bad in that manner. And I understand why not everyone watched it, because the stream was very hard to watch. The sound was not the best. Of course, this is the hard part of making videos, so on my part, I can't really say too much about that, but it made it harder to watch already. And then the hosts did not really like the topic, also because they were under fire, probably, which is why I would understand it, and otherwise... I don't know what the reason was, but they were sighing all the time, and you can see in the video that, they weren't very animated about this topic. So they started the stream off with the vision of one person. Of course, it's not from the whole of Wizards of the Coast, but it was their explanation, and their vision was to make fast and fun Magic. And to explain that, what they wanted to do is enable people to get one deck that they want to play and get it really fast and start to play with their preferred deck almost right away. So in my experience, this is totally not true. You get some starter decks, and then you get some free cards at the beginning, but it's not really enough to make yourself a really good deck. What I think is a great improvement is the deck from Game Nights, where it's the White Black Angels deck that is free. That is a good deck. Well, that's one deck that you can get, but it does not allow you to play any of the one decks that you really want. So no, I don't really think this is true. And you can see this philosophy sort of in the way that it is really fast to open packs. So you click on your pack, you open almost all of them, and then you open your rare or mythic, which is to say that the rares or mythics of your packs are the most important part. So what they want to do now is focus more and more on enabling you to get a whole set of cards for your decks. And that is why they have now made this pack or bundle of 16 cards with 12 rares and 4 mythics for $50. And it sounds like a lot, but in their minds, this enables you to get like 16 packs worth of rares and mythics, so that you can make your deck. Because we all know that we have way too many common wild cards and way too many uncommon wild cards, and not enough rares and mythics to actually make the decks that are competitive, that use mostly only rares and mythics, because those are mostly the better cards. What they want to do is make, basically the fun of opening packs less and less important. They want you to have the cards that you need. And of course, this should be good for the people that want to make their first deck, or want to make their second deck and just want to pay $50 for their first deck. And this is what you had to do with standard decks as well. Buy your singles, not your packs. So that's the most efficient way to get your full deck. So, and this is still true. I don't think we should be going against that. But for this channel, well, maybe we should. First of all, there were some questions. This was supposed to be a Q&A for them, not for me. And in this, one question that they had to talk about a lot is the dusting system. And I think that this is a really important part of card games when they are online, because, of course, when you are opening paper decks, you can't really go to the store, show that you have 5 of the same card, and then get a random other rare back from them. But online, this is really easy to do. So other games have given you the chance to dust your cards. And what this means is that you have 4 rare cards. You get your 5th rare one, and then you get sort of 1/50th of the card back in credit, or in gems, or in coins, or in gold, in arena. Or if you don't need a set or don't need a rare, you can also dust that and eventually get like 1/20th, maybe 1% of a card. I understand this question. First of all, let's look at a bit of their answer. So one answer was opening packs should be fun, so we do not do dusting. Well, in your new solution of giving us a bundle with 16 cards, it will not be about the fun of opening packs anymore. So this also goes against it. So why no dusting? Well, they say we are choosing how you dust right now. You get some wild cards whenever you open 6 packs, and then 1 mythic wild card whenever you open 6 packs 6 times. So 36, so like a booster box of packs online. And later on, someone also asked why opening packs was such a big part, and their answer was yes, it's important. Basically, that's it. They also said that they had already made the decision to do no dusting, and it will be hard to backtrack it, which is of course a design part. I don't know how hard it is to design this in an online game, so I can't really get into that. They also said it will be a hard decision for people to know what to dust. So they are afraid, or they said they are afraid that people will dust a rare that they thought they were not going to use, and then regret that decision later. Well, apparently people are asking for it, so then you might say, give it to them, they are asking for it, but of course, people don't always know what they want, really. So I understand this point of view, but this does not go for cards that you have too many of. So if you have 5 cards, you have no use for it at all. So then you should at least offer the option. Of course, there are other ways. You get like sort of dust, which goes into the vault. But it's not really the same because you don't feel like you have the option. So the same question was asked for duplicates across other sets. So if you have the 6/6 trampled dinosaur, you had it in very many different types of decks. It wasn't a rare or something, I think, but and then you have a lot of those. Why can't we dust those? Well, they are fixing that, so that is apparently some improvement that they are moving towards. And one thing that I thought was a really good solution from someone was that they said, why can't we trade uncommons for rares? To this they answered, well, again, we designed it this way, so it's hard to turn back on it. Okay. And they said we don't want people to regret their trades. No, I don't really agree with that part, because right now a lot of people have 4,000 uncommons and no rares, which they need. So I don't really think I would regret trading 500 of those uncommons for a rare. No, I don't think that would be true. Plus, I think this is really the reason, and that is the core of this discussion, is that they said that they would have to redistribute things. And I think what they mean with that is that they are telling us that they are aware that the sinkhole of 4,000 uncommons instead of some rares that are actually useful to people is something that makes money for them, because people will want to keep opening more packs and get the rares eventually. They know that the waste of money that goes into that part is profitable for them. So if they would allow you to get more rares for free, that would mean that they would get less money. And we know this, but this then means that they are not going to redistribute things, and that is something that is a line that they have drawn. If they would do a better dusting system, if they would do a better wildcard system, it would cost more money. So that is where the $50 comes from as well. It's a way of redistributing things. Instead of opening 50 packs, you get the rares and mythics up front, basically. Later on, they also confirmed this by saying that the rate of acquisition of wildcards will not change. So that's what I got out of that. One of the viewers, of course, they are coming with the most creative solutions because they are not stuck in their design, came up with a more solid solution. It is to have one or more decks that are free to play, that are good, that are designed maybe by people that play in tournaments or something like that, and have it free to play, so that you can try it out, and then maybe people will buy it later. This way, what the real genius was behind that was that they then get to follow up on their set goal to have people play fast and fun Magic, because that's the goal. You want to have people play Magic as fast as possible and in a fun way. And what better way to do it with an actual good deck? So I think this is a solution to their own goal, or what they said was their own goal, but they didn't go into it that much. And I know that there are some versions of this, and they touched on this. There's one going on right now where you can have, I think, 3 decks that are made for alchemy, and you can do it for free. But they also said, and this is the reason why this does not work in furthering their philosophy of fast fun Magic, it's because they admitted in the same stream that right now they do these kind of events where you get some free good decks to play in order to create excitement. And if that's the goal, then it's not really the goal to have people play fast fun Magic. It is to make money. They said, well, they didn't set the goals to make money, but they said that the goal was to create excitement, or hype, maybe you can call it. They also said, and of course this is a good thing to say, is we don't want people to run into a lot of the same decks. Well, this problem is already going on. I don't know if you have played a lot of Arena, but a lot of people are playing the same decks. And this has always been the case for Standard. To me, this was the most fun part of Standard. You know what you are playing against. You know how to play smart against this kind of deck. And you are playing your own favorite deck a lot of times against different kind of subtle changed decks. I think that was a fun part of Standard. But they don't want it. It would be boring, they said. And well, in that case, I would say try different things, like free decks was a great solution to this. To have people try different things and to have it alternate, maybe alternate it every week or something. That would help to have people play different decks over time. And people don't have to play every day. People can play once a week in the weekend when they have time, and play something different again because it's the next week and there are new decks available for free. So I think that is a great solution. I hope they will look into it because, well, their own fans have suggested it on their own stream and they have mentioned it to themselves as well. So I hope they will do these kind of events. They have done them this week to create hype, but still they have done them. I hope they will do them more often. And then to come to the point where I tell you why it is important to the channel, if it wasn't evident yet. So this will not be about the economy changes or a summary of the stream. This will go into the channel. So stay around if that's fun to you. But I think it's interesting because Magic is a game. It shouldn't be necessarily about collecting all the cards per se. Their main focus should be that the game is fun to play. So of course, if there are arguments that giving people more cards or more decks to play with is going against how fun the game is, then never do it. But I think it's more fun as well. It also means that it will be less about the stories in the cards or the stories of the worlds that are about. And if there is less focus on that, it is their choice. I mean, it's not a bad thing as long as it doesn't hurt the game itself, I think. Even I think that. But as long as the main focus is on the people that can play the game, it's very cool. I can agree with all of the decisions. Meanwhile, personally, I have always more liked the world of Magic, and that has sucked me into it almost more than anything else apart from playing with friends. So I think to me it's really important, but they don't have to do this from a business perspective. But as I loved it so much, I wanted to start showing my love for this side of the game, of the story and of the cool cards and their art that almost never gets appreciated. I want to, well, put them on my little pedestal. And yeah, I wanted to show that, and I wanted to do it slowly because the most important part about ever having fun, as they said it, fast, fun, magic, is to be in the moment, is to be present with what you are seeing, is to be knowing what cards you are playing, is to maybe imagine a story if that's the most fun to you, or it's like trying out different decks if that's the most fun to you. Not only the fun that I also had when I was playing Standard a lot, to play the same deck over and over. I thought that was fun, but it's not fun to everyone. And, well, taking it slowly is a great way to make something fun and to put more energy into what you are creating, even though you are doing it in a very relaxed way. So, I wanted to start a channel. I saw that I wanted to start a channel about something about Magic and about doing something slowly. Well, I hadn't even unpacked that many cards, but then going over them, going over the videos that I saw of people unpacking Magic cards, I just saw people unpacking them, saying this one was $2, this one was used in draft sometimes, this is a fun card, oh, this one is cool, and going over them, or like maybe even do this, like this is the rare, cool, the $1.99, and then going on. I think that was underselling the cards a lot, because there is a lot more behind that, and then I started slow unpacking as vision to show that the cards are more than this. Meanwhile, I have been looking at the channel and looking at, well, what is fun to the people. I've been looking at deep dives, kept wanting to do them really slowly and look at the parts of the cards that are undervalued more than just the gameplay, because I think, well, people look at that first. I shouldn't be looking at that too much. So I will be focusing even more now that we know that, well, Wizards has stated that they are not going to change their distribution of wildcards. I will be focusing even more on making the stories that I make, the videos that I make, even more slow, even though that might not be the best number-wise. But that's fine. I want to create something, and I hope that I can change the culture, change maybe even the world together. Of course, it's not something that I can do alone. Where we actually look at the cards, where we see the cards and where we experience something. So I will strive to slow down and give a proper look at the sets that come out, even though they are so fast, because the goal will still be fast Magic. I will stay a slow influence, at least. So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to say that about the economy video. I think it's not a bad thing, business-wise per se, but I think maybe the shouts from the fans is coming from a point where we are forgetting such a big part of our game. That not everyone's fun is being looked at right now. And that is a hard thing. There are many ways to play Magic. It's such an open-ended game. And, but, well, let's try to make something out of it ourselves for the meantime and maybe show them that it's possible this way. In any case, thank you for watching and thank you for being here. Have a nice day and bye.